Oh, yeah. You know what time it is. It's time for the dailybreadproject.com. This is where we bring you power, positivity, leadership, and love. The daily nourishment you need now more than ever is delivered to you here at 10 a.m. Eastern. That's what we do here at the Daily Bread. I am your host, Jonathan Rivera, aka Riverathan, on Facebook and Instagram. And I've got a guest joining me, so I'm going to bring us live to Facebook. I know he'll be here in just a second, and we'll launch into this thing. I'm so glad you guys are here. So glad you're tuning in, and can't wait to rock with you. Now let me do my back end work over here, and we'll rock and roll. So I don't know if you guys listened yesterday, but it was one of my favorite episodes. I had Markwell on here, and he shared some awesome advice on growing and turning adversity into opportunity. So if you haven't checked that out, one of my favorite episodes, definitely check it out. I see my man Mike is here. So Mike, I'm going to bring you in, and then I'm going to bring us live on Facebook. Let's promote you to panelist here. And while that's happening, we'll go live to Facebook, and then you and I will rock into this. Make sure I get the right page there. Don't want to share it on somebody else's page. They might get upset with me. All right, so this is connecting. Everything looks like it's going to work. Seems like Zoom is working out all the kinks. And we are going live to Facebook. Let's see if my man is in here. No, it looks like he dropped off. That's fun. As soon as I say things that are working, maybe they're not. But that's part of that's part for the course here. We are live on Facebook. This is the dailybreadproject.com, and we will be getting started shortly with my man Mike Silverman. I think he'll be popping back in here in just a second, and then we'll be ready to rock. I'm going to go ahead and share this thing to my personal page. Again, if you're listening on iTunes, you can get us live. The dailybreadproject.com has all the links. We also have the video interviews there and a couple other resources for you. So check it out, thedailybreadproject.com. Let's share this to my personal page, and I think I hear Mike now, so this will be great. I'm going to tag you, Mike, and put this post up. And if you want to share it, you can.
Awesome.
Aha, I hear him.
There we are. Stuck in my basement like everybody else, so internet's a thing.
It's on the Daily Bread. All right, so I'm sharing that to my page now, and let's launch into this thing. All right. You are listening to thedailybreadproject.com. The world is crazy. There's chaos. There's uncertainty. People are worried, scared, afraid, don't know what's going on. You come here to get away from all of that. This is where we bring you power, positivity, leadership, love, and all the good things in life. It's your daily nourishment. That's why we call it the Daily Bread Project. Now, can't do this all on my own. It's only so much I can give. So I've got to bring my friends on. I've got to bring other players on to share their take on what's going on and how we can do better. And today I have Mr. Mike Silverman. What is up, my man?
Hey, Jonathan, how's it going?
How's it going? That's ridiculous. It's going awesome. I'm here with you. How much better does it get than this?
That's right.
So welcome to the show. I don't know if you know what we do here, but we bring the power and positivity, brother. So let's start right here. What powers you up? Where do you draw your power from?
You know, I was listening to one of your last episodes, and I think his name was Markwell, and he talked about that power is within. And I think that was so powerful, and I never thought about it that way. But I've also always felt like it's the opposite. You know, I know me and you are both in Mark Evans' mastermind, and that's where we met. I draw a lot of my power from people around me. Any time that I've ever been stuck, it was because I secluded myself. A lot of times when we are, not powerful, it's because we've shrunk away from everybody else. And every time that we've been charged up and, in our zone, I surround myself with the right people. I've hired a new coach. I've, purposely made a new relationship. I've gotten in a circle with someone more powerful than me, and I kind of just absorb off of them, kind of be that sponge of what you're around is who you're going to be. And I think that's why this podcast is so powerful, is there is so much negativity out there that you're going to absorb what you're around and what you listen to and what you feed your brain. Feeding it positivity during this time, you just can't help but look at things in a better light.
I love that. It's the old. I don't know if it was Jim Rohn or who it was, but you are the average of the 5 people you surround yourself with, and so I love
Absolutely.
that. And yes, of course, being in DM's group helps a lot with those big thinkers. Being a
Yeah.
small fish in that big pond is definitely great. And I do have uh, a term, and I'm going to keep sharing it because I'm going to make this thing a thing, and it's that borrowed belief where
Yeah.
somebody believes in you maybe more than you believe in yourself, and it builds you up. And I've had that. I know you've had that, and all of us have had it, needed it, and used it to get better. So I'm glad that you brought that up. So let's move on to the next thing. And you've already set the foundation for this. How do you stay positive? What are you doing to keep your head in the right place and stay positive right now?
A lot of it is just what you're feeding it, what you're being exposed to. Even if you're not conscious of it, you know, I used to, I'd listen to a lot of podcasts, I read a lot of books, and, I always worried that I couldn't focus on one thing, right? I was listening to multiple podcasts and I was listening to podcasts while I was actually working. And I'm like, man, like, am I really sitting there and focusing on it? And what I realized is, even if I wasn't really focused on it, just the fact that that was in the background, and it was just constantly feeding me good information. I was constantly reading posts from positive people. Whether I sat down and took notes or, really absorbed it, just the pure volume of drowning out the negativity with just so much positive and so much learning. That's been my trick, is just getting more volume of happiness. It's
Wow.
just a numbers game.
I don't know that I've heard that before, but I like the idea, and I want to make sure that you guys and girls listening to the dailybreadproject.com got that. He's crowding out negativity and filling up with positivity, and I like that. I like that idea. So, what are then? Tell me, what are some of those podcasts or blogs or people that you're listening to that are filling you up with positivity?
Yeah. Well, of course, one of them's Daily Bread. Um, but Ed Milet Show, um, Making of a DM, those are my two that like I'm really into right now. And it's fun because a lot of them, I've always been a tactical person, right? I have a consulting company as well. And with a lot of my clients, I worry like, well, what did I teach them, right? Did I tell them the best open rate for their subject lines? Did I teach them, the best way to run their P&L? And so I used to listen to a lot of that kind of stuff. I used to listen to a lot of tactical stuff. And what I realized was tactical stuff you can Google. The mindset, the philosophy, the um, positivity, that you can't Google. You can't read something and go, you know what, like that's how I fix my brain. That's how I get in a better mood. It's just being absorbed to it. So I've transitioned a lot of, I used to, man, I'm boring. I used to listen to financial podcasts on how to be more efficient with negotiating your P&L stuff, right? Like that's boring. Like I'm going to crash driving my car listening to that stuff. But I could also Google that. So now a lot of mine aren't tactical. They are, you know, seeing somebody ahead of yourself, seeing where somebody could get to and absorbing that. So
How'd
like
you
Ed
figure that
Milet
out,
doesn't.
Mike? How'd you figure out that you needed to get away from the tactical and get to the bigger picture?
I think it's because like I was talking to a lot of people, and honestly, this sounds a little arrogant, but I'm like, oh, I know more than this guy, right? I know a better, well, you didn't use the right hashtags on your Instagram post. Like, how rookie is that? And it's going, but he's got 300,000 followers and I got 60, And I started going, but tactically, I'm better. I've read more blogs on the right caption. I've read more blogs on, you know, using this hashtag and putting it into your comments instead of your subject line, all that crap. But I wasn't getting closer, and they were screwing up, honestly, some tactical stuff, but blowing way past me. And I'm going, what's different? And it was they were worried about the big picture and the mindset and not reading so much of this tactical crap that I was shoving into my brain.
I love it, man. And I was just thinking about that today. I had somebody I worked with. We were both doing newsletters, and they told me that their newsletter subscribers would bail out more often when they were sharing tactics. And the newsletters that did the best were when they were talking mindset. And it's because of what you said right there is tactically, yeah, I know that. So then this is not really useful to me, or yeah, I've heard that before, so I don't really agree. But when you're looking at the mindset and looking at the way big thinkers think differently, that's quite valuable because that's taking you to another level. So I love it. And now I want to talk about leadership. Things are a little bit different. Things might have changed, especially I know you've got retail space and things like that. So how has your leadership changed both at work and at home with what's going on right now?
A lot of it is, every business I'm involved in has a mentorship or coaching aspect to it, right? So for instance, like my supplement company, we don't just sell protein. We coach you on which protein would be the best. We coach you on how to use it and all that kind of stuff. We don't talk about, again, the tactics of like 120 grams of, or 120 calories, 6 grams of carbs. It doesn't really matter. And what I realized was, even though that's the backbone of our business for our clients, that wasn't the backbone of my leadership towards my employees. It was a lot more task oriented. It was a lot more like, well, did you clean the back room today? Did you write those 7, thank you notes? It was all tactical. And I'm going, it took me a while to finally realize, well, that doesn't work for our clients. Heck, I already know that doesn't work for me. So why would I assume that that works for my employees? So during this, I've spent a lot more time slowing down and getting out of the weeds of, did we clean the back room? Did we put away the stock? Did we, on my elite project company that's nutrition coaching, did we like work on their macros and all that kind of stuff? It was more to, what books is my team reading? What podcasts are they reading? How much time are they getting with me from a coaching perspective rather than a delegation perspective? Our meetings used to be, here's your to-do list, but I never coached up my people. Like I said, I have a consulting company that people pay me just to coach their mindset, but I'm not doing that for my team. So I'm thinking it's powerful for my clients, but I wouldn't share it with my team. Like it was such a, we needed this stay-at-home order to sit home and reflect, refocus.
That's powerful. And I'm going to jump on the bandwagon with what you're saying because I started this about a year ago now, and it was with my copywriting team. And I was doing the same thing. We were just sending jobs. I was getting copy back. And I'm like, this is garbage. This is crap. What is this? And that's all I ever said was, this is garbage. This is crap. What is this? And what's wrong with these guys? And I'm like, I am what's wrong with these guys. And I got that extreme ownership going. And I said, well, if I think this is garbage and this is crap, that's a reflection of my leadership. So what am I going to do to make this better? And that's exactly what I did. Now, every Monday, I meet with my copywriters and I coach them up. And not only do I coach them up on our process, our vision, what we're doing, but I also coach them up on, hey, here's how you get clients. Here's how you need to look at business. Here's how we're looking at business. Here's what we're doing to get them involved at a higher level of thinking so that they're more valuable to me. And so the fact that you've realized that right now is going to pay dividends, brother. It's going to pay
Yeah.
dividends. I know for a fact, and I'm happy for you. So let's move on to what opportunities you love right now. What are you seeing out there, whether it's at home, whether it's in business, whether it's with your team? What are the opportunities that you're seeing that you absolutely love right now?
Well, I think in my space, all my companies are, like I said, coaching oriented, and especially in the fitness realm. Um, what I'm noticing is people are finally taking time to focus on things that they made excuses not to focus on before, right? Well, I'm too busy. Well, I have this on Friday. You don't have anything on Friday, right? You have sitting on the couch on Friday, and then on Saturday, and then all this kind of stuff all the way through June 10th through Virginia, because you're not going anywhere. So it eliminates all of this clutter and all these excuses that not just our clients, but I've used, right? Well, I got a 8-month-old. I can't do, I got the, right? Like the gym's closed, right? Like I write home workouts for a living, but I was using the excuse, well, the gym's closed, right? Like how stupid is that? So I love the opportunity for everybody to just stop and refocus. Like we've just had so much of a mindset shift that we have been beating into ourselves. We've been beating into our clients, and everybody's so busy that they're like, I will change when this slows down. I will change when this project's over. I will change when this. And all of those came now. I feel like tomorrow is finally here, right? Everybody finally put off, I'll get it done tomorrow. Tomorrow is finally today. That gap has been bridged. So the amount of mindset shift that people are making right now is worth it. And not to say everything that's going on isn't terrible and stuff like that, but if your family is healthy, if you are healthy, this is the best time for you.
Yeah. Yeah. I dig it, man. So let's now take a step forward into the future. 5 years from now, we're looking back at this time. How do you want to be remembered?
I think I want to see this as the time that I changed the most, my mindset changed the most, and I could change the most mindsets, right? I think like that is the biggest thing for me is, honestly, I am more worried about this thing ending. I'm more worried about June 10th. I have to go back to normal life because I'm going to lose some of my time to read. I'm going to lose some of my time to have calls like this. I'm going to lose some of my time to grow. I want to see this time as like I grew 3 years worth in this 60 days. And my team grew, and my businesses grew, and my clients grew. This was such a good time to refocus. That's what I think we'll all look back on.
At least the ones that are doing it right.
Yeah. Yeah. I think this will separate people. You'll either come out way ahead or way behind after this.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Cool. All right. So last things last is anything else that you want to share with the Daily Bread listeners? Any other thoughts, any other ideas, any other inspiration that you'd like to leave us with?
I think the biggest thing is all of this is your environment, right? All of this is who you surround yourself with. And in a time of isolation, that's difficult if it was 20 years ago, right? There's no excuse. Like there's podcasts, there's books, there's so much information that you can get access to, get for free, right? In the past, you would have had to, live near Ed Milet and pay him a ton of money. You can get on a podcast and listen to one of the best speakers and businessmen in the world for free every Tuesday that he sends it out. Like the access to positivity is there. You just have to go reach out for it.
Yeah,
right?
man.
Just because you're stuck at home doesn't mean you don't have access anymore.
It's not even just because you're stuck, especially because you're stuck at home. You should or could be reaching for this access if you were smart.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
I love it, man. I love it. Cool. So, Mike Silverman, where can folks find you online?
Uh, a ton of things. So mine is just on Instagram is Mike underscore Silverman. My companies are Start to Finish Nutrition on Instagram. The Elite Project is our newest one. The Elite Project is our nutrition, lifestyle habits, and fitness coaching company. And they kind of all feed together. But yeah, on the Instagrams, and our site will be live actually by end of day today. So that's exciting day for us. So that's the eliteproject.com.
Love it. Love it. TheEliteProject.com, Mike underscore Silverman. Those places will lead you back to Mr. Positivity, Mike Silverman himself. Thank you for being on the show. This is the DailyBreadProject.com. Mike Silverman just brought you the light. Listen to it twice and stop making excuses. Love you guys. Mean it. We'll be back next time. Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Jonathan.